Good day, everyone. I'm Ivan, the moderator for this webinar. I welcome everyone to today's webinar 2026 New HIPAA Training for the Compliance Officer. I want to introduce our presenter for today, Brian L. Tuttle. Brian Tuttle is a certified professional in health IT, certified HIPAA professional CHP, certified HIPAA administrator CHA, Certified Business Resilience Auditor CBRA, and Certified Information Systems Security Professionals CISSP, with over 17 years of experience in health IT and compliance consulting. I would now like to hand over the floor to the speaker. Over to you, Brian.
This regulation was signed into law back in, as I said, 1996, back in when Clinton was president, and that's 30 years ago. It was under the Clinton years, known as the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. There's 5 titles to HIPAA. The privacy rule is easier to comply with because it's more analytical. The privacy rule deals with protected health information in any form. The security rule, though, deals only with electronic protected health information. Business associates. So there is a lot that's going to be changing here with the new changes in the regulation. So it's an individual or an entity that creates, receives, maintains, or stores, or generally privy to protected health information while working on behalf of a covered entity or on behalf of another business associate. Telecommuting, if you do telecommuting, make sure you have some policies on this. Most important thing about telecommuting, don't store protected health information on the local hard drive. That should be completely prohibited. All right, let's talk about HIPAA privacy rule changes that are about to go into effect in literally 1 month. Now, these were submitted, or the final rule. Number 1, you have changes to a patient's rights of access, and we'll go through each of these. Number 2, changes relating to care coordination and information sharing. Number 3, the necessity to update the Notice of Privacy Practices. Most patients can now bring their smartphone into the clinical area and take notes on it. You know how in the past a lot of doctors' offices would say, put the phone away, changes to fees. So if you charge for medical records, and a lot of practices do charge for medical records. Now the amount you can charge, that goes by your state. But if you do charge, we need to post the price, the fee schedule on the website, which brings us to the Notice of Privacy Practices. The document that all patients have a right to, but most don't ever even read. But you have to have this. Certainly the definitions and terminology will be updated. It needs to be. Require separate technical controls for backup and recovery of electronic protected health information. Pretty simple. What are your backup procedures and how do you get your systems, the data back in? Cyber threats, all-time high in healthcare. That is the big problem in which we face. IT, got to have good IT. Do not go cheap on the IT. The phishing emails are extremely effective. That you got to do that. Education is critical. On ransomware, a ransomware attack, and then again, this is the number one way data is breached. Basically, the virus attacks folders, file shares, databases. It attacks them. It encrypts them, takes them hostage. You can't get your data back until you pay the criminal X amount of Bitcoin. Personal device use. Now, this is becoming very, very common. Patients' mobile devices. Now, remember, the patient can bring their mobile device into the clinical area. So HHS has issued guidance on this. We know about the guidance for mobile devices that we use as a covered entity. Texting. We are not allowed to text protected health information unless directly to patient with consent. Now, with that said, I am a big proponent of texting. As we know, sits on the device, doesn't get deleted, easy to access, certainly not monitored by IT, very, very easy to intercept a text message. Statistically, small providers have had more issues with compliance than the larger ones. There is no such thing as perfection, as we discussed earlier. There's no certification. We are expected to follow these standards, implement the proper policies, procedures, and technologies, and reasonably show we are taking or making efforts to protect against common threats and vulnerabilities. Most important thing you can do, you got to be proactive. Nothing is perfect. Breaches are still going to happen, even in perfect circumstances. But you have to prove we know what the law is, we abide by it, document what you do. Half of compliance with the security rule is writing down and bragging on the good things you're already doing. So that is all I have. And with that, I will conclude this and turn it back over to the host. I hope you guys got some good information out of that. I know there's a lot of information crammed into an hour and a half.
Thank you, Brian. That concludes the session for today. Thank you everyone for participating, and you may all disconnect now. Have a great day ahead.
Thank
Bye.
you.